Well, we made it this far, but it's been a long time since I've seen you, Bea, and I've really missed you. I haven't got any mates like you or Lizzie or Jude up here, and it might be ages till we see each other again. So I thought maybe, if you're not in too much of a hurry, you could take this key and come to my flat during the day after I've gone to work. The cops will be following me, so you ought to be safe. Please try and make it. Love, Doreen. Oh, P.S. Hope 2,000 will be enough. I'll get more if you want it.
Doreen. You don't tell her what's in it. She's always skiting about how much she hates dope. Nobody's going to go through her mail. It'll be a breeze.
Well, I can't. I don't even know what sort of line I could spring her.
You'll think of something.
Well, it's not that easy putting something over Lizzie. And anyway, like you said, she's one of me mates.
You'll find a way. And be quick. I want that dope supply in here real soon. Got it?
Listen to this, will you? They reckon those new microwave things can cook a leg of lamb in 30 minutes. God, you wouldn't catch me eating it. The flaming thing would be raw.
Yeah, suppose it would.
Be all right for some people. Some people would eat anything. I remember I knew this bloke
Lizzie,
once.
I'm trying to write a letter.
Oh, who are you writing to, love?
Oh, just family.
I know how you feel about it, but I reckon your mum will be as pleased as punch to get a letter from you.
No, she won't, because I'm not writing to her. I'm writing to me cousin.
Oh.
Well, I figure if I write to me oldies, they'll just tear the letter up. So I've asked me cousin to put in a good word for me.
Oh, and you reckon he will?
Well, he's not a bad bloke. Oh, well, I don't know, mate. Maybe I won't send it, Lizzie.
Don't be so stupid. You gone to all that trouble and you know how pleased your parents would be to hear from you.
Yeah, I bet. Well, I'm not going to worry about it tonight.
Well, please yourself, but I reckon you're mad.
I'll sleep on it, Lizzie. Okay?
Morning, ladies. Come on, move along. It's a lovely day today. Come on, ladies. Don't take all day. How are you, Lizzie?
Oh, really well, Mrs. M. I slept like a dog. Hey, have you got a minute?
Yes, of course. What is it?
I'm really worried about little Maxie.
Oh?
Well, I don't know whether you know about this, but she's been having trouble with her family. And she thinks her parents are not talking to her.
Well, has she been in contact with them?
Well, that's the trouble. She's too scared to try.
What do you want me to do about it?
Well, she's got this cousin. She reckons he might be able to help. This should explain it to him, so would you post this for me?
And not tell Maxine, right?
God, no, she'd kill me if I was doing this.
All right then, Lizzie, but you better hurry along before she wonders where you are.
Thank you, Mrs. M. She's a great little kid, but God, she's a dill sometimes. I'll see you later.
Hi, how you going? Listen, I know you've got to stick with me, but why don't we make it a little bit easier on ourselves?
How do you mean?
Well, I know you must feel a bit of a goose pulling up every time the bus stops, right? So why don't you just drive me to work and we'll both be happy?
Yeah, okay. Sounds logical to me.
No speeding.
Well, that sure beats the hell out of looking through prison bars. Still at it?
Unfortunately.
Found anything yet?
No, not about drugs. Oh, God, these women have vivid imaginations. Look. Look at that. No, honestly, I'm not a prude, but I don't think that's even possible.
Oh, I'll take your word for it. Now, which bundle have you done?
That one there.
I've been asked to sneak a letter out.
Well, we've got to check all of them.
All right, but it's only Lizzie playing social worker. Apparently Daniels is having trouble with the family, and Lizzie has decided to act as a go-between. I think it's all rather too involved.
I think I'll take your word for it. I mean, Kennedy's sex life, that's one thing. Birdsworth's spelling, that's in a class of its own.
I'll leave you to it.
Thanks.
Not like you to be at the end of the queue. What held you up? Been writing letters or something?
No, did that last night.
That a fact? Did you post it?
Don't know yet. Let you know later. What's it like this morning, Lizzie?
Bloody awful. I'm not kidding, but this stuff would kill a brown dog.
No way. Brown dog wouldn't eat it.
What'd you decide about the letter, love?
Hey?
The letter you wrote to your cousin, did you post it?
Oh, no, Lizzie. Look, I reckon I'll give it a miss. Me cousin's a good bloke, but, well, I haven't seen him in years.
Well, what difference does that make?
Well, it doesn't seem fair, does it? I mean, I ignore him for years and then start asking for favours. Anyway, I decided not to post it.
You already have.
What?
Sorry, love. I only did it for your own good. I gave it to Mrs. N to post after you gone to the showers.
Oh, Struth, Lizzie, what did you go and do that for?
Well, I knew how worried you were about your parents, and you're such a silly little bugger sometimes. Don't be mad at me, love. I wouldn't hurt you for the world, you know that.
Yeah, all right, Lizzie. Struth, I can't eat this muck. I'm going to go and get some toast.
Oh, you could have made me a cup of tea, B. I've had a bugger of a day.
How you going, you old tart?
Oh, terrific. Gee, it's good to see you.
Yeah. I wish you could have seen your face in that shop.
Well, what do you expect? It's not every day you come face to face with a double murderess.
Which reminds me, is your watchdog still outside?
I wouldn't be a bit surprised. Yep, there he is, the poor man's Pink Panther. G'day, Spunky! I love doing that. Every time I wave to him, he ducks behind a car and makes out he doesn't even know who I am.
Same old Doreen. Well, looks like I have to stay here the night. You're not expecting anyone, are you?
No, me flatmate's away for a couple of days, so you can hang round here until she gets back if you like.
Thanks, love, but no thanks. I think I better keep heading north. Might as well keep going when my luck holds.
Oh, yeah, but you've done all right so far. But how did you do it? Did you really just walk out of Wentworth like they said you did on the telly?
Yeah. I can hardly believe it myself. Look, I'm starving. I'll tell you about it when we get tea.
No, look, I'll get it. I've learned to cook, you know. You just sit there and relax.
Okay, ladies. When you made your purchases, don't hang around. We don't want to draw attention to ourselves, do we? Next.
Give me 2.
You know the rules. 1 per customer. Anyway, didn't think you smoked the stuff.
Yeah, well, now I do. I must be running a bit low by now.
Oh, don't worry. There's plenty more where this came from. Well, well, well. Look what the cat dragged in. Come into some money, did we?
No, but I thought, well,
I always pay me debts
And you want credit, right?
Well, yeah.
Well, where are you going to smoke it this time? In the staff room?
Oh, fig, I only
Hang
thought-
on. I've just remembered something. I owe you wages, don't I? I wonder how much a postman is worth these days. I reckon that's fair enough, don't you? Next.
195 a week? He must be joking.
Yeah, but that covers everything. Well, it doesn't really. It doesn't cover me fares or if I go out, but almost everything else.
Well, that sort of money I'd want to. God, I'd want hot and cold running blokes. How much do you earn at the shop?
Not enough. That's the problem. My bank account's taken a real hard knock.
Well, then why the hell live here? Why not?
I've got to be. I know it sounds crazy, but Barbara Fields once said something to me and I reckon it makes a lot of sense. She said if you really want to make a go of it in this world, you've got to put up a bit of a front.
What?
Well, you know what it's like. If you look as though you've got a bit of money, people treat you a bit decent. I mean, look at me in that halfway house. They treated me like I was a charity case. I mean, they meant well enough, but, well, you could practically see their halos light up every time they smiled or gave you $1.
What about your flatmate, what's her name, Debbie?
She's all right. She's a bit tight with her money, that's all. She wants me to pay a bit more for food than her because she reckons I eat more. But that doesn't go for all her freeloading friends that come over here.
Look, I know it's not my life, but why don't you move out of here to the other side of the harbour? Here you're only paying for the view. I know I shouldn't talk after all the money I've taken.
Oh,
from you.
shut up, Bea. That's different. You're my mate, remember?
And Debbie isn't, right?
Well, I suppose I was a bit spoiled at Wentworth, wasn't I? Not everybody's like you and Lizzie.
Morning. Oh, good God, not more.
Yes. God, if this keeps up, I'm going to have to join the Storeman and Packers Union.
Well, we don't have to search them, do we?
Well, I think we better. I know they're all from the department, but you never know what happens in transit, do you?
All right. Well, I'll just put my things away and then I'll come back and help you.
All right, thanks. Oh, just a minute. Can I help you?
Oh, I hope so. My name's Barker, John Barker. I'm the curate from the Penview Street Anglican Church.
Oh, I see. You're here to visit, are you?
Well, I'd like to see the governor, if that's possible. I believe her name's Mrs. Davidson.
That's right. Mrs. Morris, would you mind?
Yes, of course. Look, if you'd just like to sign in up here, I'll phone the governor.
So, until I get my own parish, I'd like to spend my last study year doing something practical.
I think you're very wise, and I would like to help, but...
Oh, dear. There's that word.
No, really, Mr. Barker, I was only thinking of you. Our ladies haven't been very enthusiastic about religious instruction in the past.
Oh, but I don't want to take services. I was thinking more along the lines of helping them with any personal problems they may have. You know, family upsets and so on.
Well, they could certainly do with that sort of help. What do you think, Mrs. Morris?
Well, I think we should introduce Mr. Barker to the ladies before he changes his mind.
Personally, I think Mr. Barker's offer is a very generous one, and I'd like you all to think about it. He will be available for you to speak to him after...
Oh, sugar. Oh, sorry, Mrs. Davidson. I didn't know you were here.
That's all right, Lizzie. This is Mr. Barker from the local church. I was just explaining to the...
And about time, too. Oh, no disrespect or anything, Father, but it's a long time since we've seen any gentleman of the cloth in here.
That's all right. But it's not far.
You know, every
I'm not a
prison
priest.
needs a priest. I mean, it's all right with me because I get on quite well with God, but look at this wretched lot. What do you mean you're not a priest?
I'm from the Anglican Church.
Oh, that's all right, as long as you're not one of those hairy parishioners. I met one in the street once. God, it frightened the life out of me. I thought he'd been shot between the eyes.
Yes, Lizzie, well, you can have a chat with Mr. Barker after lunch if you like.
Thank you. I'd love to have a chat if you can fit me in.
I'm sure I can, Lizzie. I don't think your friends are very interested, though.
Is that so? Well, don't you worry about them. I'll fix them up. A lot of work for the church once. God, I'll work my fingers to the bone.
Really? Gratuitous?
No, the salvos. Oh, no offence, Reverend, but I reckon they're a really good lot, don't you? I mean, they get off their bums and they do something about it, don't they?
Thank God for the salvos, eh?
Good on you, Rev. I like a good loser. Which one of these no-hopers do you reckon we could help first?
Well, we can't force them into it, can we?
Like hell we can't. God helps them who help themselves. Hey, Maxie, get here. Now, this one's got a real family problem. I think she's to blame for a lot of it. Just... Where the hell'd she get to?
What's the matter, Wrinkles? Losing your congregation.
Mind your own bloody business, Mackenzie.
Now, Lizzie, we won't get anywhere like that, will we? Turn the other cheek and forgive, remember?
Forgive her? Oh, she's murdered 3 people in the last 12 months.
Don't you think the Lord would forgive her?
Yeah, but he doesn't have to live with her, does he?
What about your Salvation Army friends? What would they do?
Yeah, you're right. Captain Barton would be really ashamed of me. I'm sorry, Reverend. But do you really think we can do anything to help Nola? I mean, she's a very hard case.
I think we should try. Why don't we make her our special project?
We're out of funny fags until the next delivery. Sorry.
That's not doing me much good, is it, being sorry?
If you've got any complaints, why don't you write to your local member? Oh, I forgot. You can't, can you?
Very funny. You'll be laughing on the other side of your face if you don't get any more in. We're here for the merchandise, not your company.
Well, what's the matter with you lot? I said there's more coming in and there will be. Now push off. Oh. Too late, Wrinkles. I'm sold out.
I've come to say I'm sorry for yelling at you before. It wasn't very Christian and I'm really ashamed of myself.
And so you should be. I don't mind telling you that I was real shocked. But being a real good Christian myself, I forgive you. Now, is there anything else? Because I'm busy.
Well, if you have time, you could have a few words with the Reverend. I know he'd be really pleased.
I bet he would be. Does he want to buy some dope too?
Don't you dare talk about the Reverend like that. He's a man of God.
Well, he's got his God, and I've got mine. Now rack off, Wrinkles. I've got some praying to do.
Excuse me, Mrs. Powell, have you got a minute? Mr. Barker would like to see you.
Yes, of course. Come in. What can I do for you, Mr. Barker?
Well, I'd like to have a private talk with one of the prisoners, if that's possible. Mackenzie, I think her name is.
Mackenzie. Can I ask why?
Well, I haven't been having much luck with the rest of the women, and I think it's because of her. Perhaps if we had a word in private, we'd be able to come to some sort of agreement.
All right, I don't see why not. Don't like your chances much, though. Would you get Mackenzie, please, Mrs. Morris? I'll take Mr. Barker at the interview room.
Thank you, Mrs. Powell.
That's all right. Perhaps you could do something for us at the same time.
Oh, of course. What is it?
Let's discuss it in the interview room. Less likely to be overheard there.
Believe me, Mrs. Powell, I'm as much against drugs as anyone. But you can't ask me to betray this woman's trust.
I'm not asking you to, Mr. Barker. But I am asking you to help us stamp out the drug trafficking in here for the good of all the women. Now, we think it's only cannabis, but could be wrong. I'm sure you've seen the damage that hard drugs can do to young people, and I wouldn't like to see that happen in here, would you?
Very well. If she says anything that may help, I'll pass it on to you. But I won't question her.
Well, of course not. Thank you.
I see. No wonder you wouldn't tell me who it was.
Okay, Mackenzie. Behave yourself. I'll be out in the corridor if you need me.
Hey, what's going on? They shouldn't be left unsupervised.
They have to be. I've
So
asked
this
him
is
to
how
tell
you
us if she mentions anything about
I
the
don't think
drugs.
it
And he agrees.
Miss Mackenzie.
Look, you can preach all you want, but leave me out of it because I think it's a load of crap.
Please. I'm sorry if you think I've been devious. That was not my intention at all. All I'm asking is that you give me this one hearing. Then if you decide not to cooperate, I'll leave and never come near the prison again. Agreed?
This ought to be good. Go for your life, preacher. Give us some of that good old-fashioned preaching.
Now, I'm not here to preach. All I want to do is help the women with any personal problems they may have. I don't know if you're familiar with the Bible, but Luke placed a lot of importance on the family unit. Please read this.
Stick it, preacher. Like I said, no religion.
Miss Mackenzie. Please read it. I'm sure you'll find it a most uplifting experience.
What's wrong, Wrinkles? I thought you'd be happy for me. One visit and I'm a convert. Not only that, I've asked him to come back.
You're lying. You have to be. Mrs. Davidson had never said he was from the church if he wasn't.
Angie, Tina, keep knit. All right. If I'm lying, where did I get this from? Grass and speed.
Hell, you got speed too. It's like a bloody supermarket.
Hey, that looks like good quality dope.
Of course it is. It's straight from the good book. All right, ladies, I want you all to get down on your knees and thank Wrinkles for making it possible.
I hope it bloody chokes you.
Bird brain. If anyone found out about this, we'd know where it came from, wouldn't we?
There are two kinds of slime in this joint. Pushers and laggers. And I'm neither one of them.
Come on, Lizzie, don't let her upset you.
When are you going to start selling? I want some speed.
No time like the present. All right, ladies, let's see your money. $10 for speed and $2 for joints. You can pay me for your joints now, and I'll deliver them when I've made them.
What do you think you're doing?
What's it look like?
Bloody idiot, you'll be spaced out of your brain.
So?
That's me. What can I do for you?
Oh, well, I'm Judy Bryant. I promise.
Oh, great. You're from the halfway house, right?
Yeah, how'd you know?
The girls from Wentworth told me about you.
Oh.
They reckon you're the best thing since last bread. Anyway, come in.
Thanks very much. Oh, this is a real cute place you got here.
I was just going to have a Coke. Do you want one?
Oh, that'd be nice. Thanks very much.
Great. Take a seat and I'll get you a glass.
Okay.
Have you heard how Laney is? They won't let me visit her. I suppose I can understand why. They keep telling me she's okay, but
Thanks.
I'm a bit worried. See, we've never been apart before.
Well, when was the last time you rang?
This morning, why?
They said she was okay?
Yeah. What's wrong? Something's happened
It's
to her.
okay, don't panic, but they should have told you. She poured caustic soda on herself.
Oh, no. Those bloody tattoos.
Yeah, well, fortunately, they were able to get to her before she did too much damage. Did she ever try to do this sort of thing before?
She's talked about it. But I've always been there to stop her. I've got to see her. I've got to talk to her before she really hurts herself.
Oh, I was hoping you'd say that. You see, your little stint at Wentworth has embarrassed the powers that be. That's why they haven't let you in to see her. But officially, they're not allowed to do that.
What can we do about it?
Plenty. Now, you sit down. I want you to tell me every single thing that happened from the minute they booked you until they let you out.
back, are we, Dobson?
Yes, Miss Ferguson?
You're as high as a kite. Where did you get it, Dobson?
Don't know what you mean, Miss Ferguson. Just feels good.
Yeah, I bet it does. You clean that mess up and get back to work.
Well, have you any idea why they won't let Alan Farmer in to visit Laney Dobson?
Oh, yes, I do, but I'd rather Mrs. Davidson gave you the answer, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I think I do. Can I go through?
Yes, I'll let her know you're coming. Good luck.
Thanks.
Oh, Mrs. Davidson, Judy Bryant's on her way through. Judy's signed in, if that's what you're looking for.
No, I'm not. Just checking to see who's had a visitor today.
Only that chap from the local church. Tomorrow's our big day.
So, only Mr. John Barker, eh?
Yes, why?
G'day.
Just in time for afternoon tea, Judy. I've sent for another cup. You will join me, won't you?
Oh, yeah, that'd be nice, thanks.
I'm glad you've come in. I've been trying to call you all afternoon. It's bad news, I'm afraid.
Yeah, well, it's been a day of bad news. What's happened?
Well, according to Mr. Douglas, the department is still refusing to finance the removal of the women's tattoos.
Well, did they say why?
Yes, I'm afraid it's far too expensive, and so it looks as though the tattoos are here to stay.
I brought the other cup, Mrs. Davidson. G'day, Jude.
Hi, Lizzie. I'm sorry, I can't accept that. I mean, it would cost them more every time she had the...
Just a moment, Judy. Don't bother about pouring, Lizzie. I'll look after that.
Righto, Mrs. Davidson. But don't forget to give it a bit of a stir. Look, I don't mean to butt in, but I heard you talking about Laney just now, and hope you can do something for her because she hasn't been herself at all lately.
Yes, we'll do what we can, Lizzie.
Thank you, Mrs. Davidson. I'll see you later, Jude.
Bye, honey. Well, will you? Will you help Laney?
Well, what would you suggest?
I went to see Alan Farmer. He tells me he's not allowed in here to visit.
Yes, that is correct. The
department can't stop him. Not officially, anyway. I mean, as far as they're concerned, he doesn't even exist. They've wiped the records. Mrs. Davidson, I can't help feeling that you agree with me. Okay, if the department won't let the tattoos be removed, at least let Alan visit her. Because otherwise she is going to do something very desperate.
In here, Mackenzie.
What's going on?
You're dealing again, aren't you?
Oh, where'd you get that idea?
You're dealing in dope again. Right or wrong?
Yeah, all right, but I was going to give you your cut.
Not interested in your money. Not for the moment, anyway. Something else I want, Mackenzie. Something much more important.
I'm listening.
Control of the women. Real control.
How do you think you're going to get that?
Through you. You see, Mackenzie, you're going to be top dog.
Oh, forget it, I'm not
You
interested.
control the women, and I control you. That puts me at the top of the heap. And you'll do it. Because if you don't, I'll blow the whistle on you and your supplier. See you in church.
I'm telling you, that's exactly what Davo said. The rotten department are not going to part with any more dough.
Well, that's okay by me. I reckon I'll keep me tats anyway.
Come on, you selfish little bugger. What about the rest of us?
The rest of us? God, Birdbrain, don't tell me you've got tattoos too.
Of course I haven't. I've got more brains than that. But what about poor little Laney? Poor little bugger nearly killed herself trying to get rid of hers.
Yeah. Hey, did you hear about the one in maternity? They reckon Nancy Coughlin's little boy's going to grow up with double vision.
Why's that?
Well, every time she feeds him, poor little bugger goes cross-eyed looking at the pretty pictures.
You might think that's very funny, but I don't.
You know, for once, Wrinkles, I agree with you. So we should do something about it.
Like what? We can't force them into it.
Don't you believe it? If we all stand together, we can get them to do anything we want.
Hold your horses. What's in it for you, Mackenzie?
You disappoint me, Wrinkles. You really do. All I want to do is to look after my clients. Now, are you lot with me or not?
Yeah.
Mackenzie, for a minute there, I thought we had Smith back with us. What's all this about?
We've got a complaint. We want to see someone from the department.
The governor's on the way? Is that good enough for you?
No way. We want a chief, not an Indian. Now, do we get what we want or not?
Don't you talk to me
yes
like that.
Yes or no?
Forget it, Mackenzie.
Seems to be the ringleader. Quiet! Mackenzie, the governor wants to talk to you. Shut this lot up.
I assume there's an explanation for this behaviour, Mackenzie.
Yeah, that's right.
Well?
Didn't Ferguson tell you? We want to see someone from the department. What'd you say his name was, Maxine?
Mr. Douglas.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Mr. Douglas. No offence, Mrs. Davidson, but we're only dealing with him.
Don't be ridiculous, Mackenzie. Mr. Douglas is not going to rush over here just because you say so. He's a very busy man.
And he's going to be a whole lot busier by the time we finish with him.
And if he doesn't come? Keep the gate locked.
Right. You're going to get away with it. What do you reckon, Lizzie?
What do I reckon? I reckon we got a new top dog.
It's only me. You want a beer?
Yeah, you're buying.
Oh, only if you're pouring. Hey, are there any problems today?
No worries. Except I started making a salad and I couldn't find a decent knife.
Oh, yeah, that's because the good knife is in the fuse box. I couldn't find a screwdriver.
Well, that figures, because the screwdriver's in with a knife.
Yeah, it's a bit of a worry, isn't it? Look, I'm glad you're here, because guess what? I'm starving.
You're not kidding. I'm so hungry I could chew the leg off a
low-flying duck. You don't really have to go tomorrow, do you, Bea?
Yes, love, I do.
You could stay on another day.
No, Dora, I don't want to push my luck. Besides, you've done enough for me already.
Yeah, but that's because we're mates.
And that's another reason. You've done really well for yourself, and I'm proud of you. If anything happened to you because of me, I'd never forgive myself.
What the hell's that? Who is it? Debbie.
I'm sorry, Doreen. I know I should have called. I just didn't get a chance. Everything happened so quickly. Anyway, I didn't check the mailbox. I'll do it now. You can introduce your friend to me when
Hold it! I'm warning you, you try and leave here and your flatmate is going to have throat trouble.
Please, Debbie.
What do you want?
Doreen here is not being very cooperative. So much for old mates. So it's up to you.
Go on.
For For starters, you can go and see if the cops are still out front. Don't be stupid. From the window. Well?
I can't see any police.
He's in an unmarked car, silver, registration number KDH540.
Yes, he's looking up.
Well, wave to him. Now come here and get that clothesline from the bathroom.
What do you want?
Get! If you're not back here in 2 seconds, your flatmate is going to be mincemeat. You better have this back.
Why, babe?
I'm caught with it on me. They'll know you gave it to me.
Okay. Hell, I'm gonna miss you, Bea.
Just keep going straight. I'm real proud of you. Thanks for everything. Toss it over here. Now get over here and lie face down on the floor. Here, tie her up.
Oh, come on, let's
Do it!
Yeah, it's Ferguson here. Any sign of Mr. Douglas yet? Well, as soon as he does, ring straight through and let the governor know. What are you doing here?
Oh, well, I'm real well, thanks, Miss Ferguson. How have you been? You remember old Farmer, don't you?
Yes, I do. And he's been told he can't visit Dobson, so what's he doing here?
Well, why can't he? I mean, I'm a bit hazy on that point. Is it some sort of official refusal or what?
It's from the department. Is that official enough?
I would like to hear that from Mrs. Davidson.
Well, that's a great pity, Brian, because she's rather busy at the moment. Some of your friends in there have decided to play up.
And that is disgusting. You must be losing your touch.
Don't forget to sign out.
I won't as soon as I've seen Mrs. Davidson.
What do we do now?
Well, you heard the lady. I mean, Mr. Douglas is on his way in here. It'd be rude to leave without saying hello to him.
Okay, you two, just keep looking at the floor. This is where I say goodbye.
Oh, hello, Judy. I was told Mr. Douglas was here.
Oh, yeah, well, he's not here yet. You remember Alan, of course.
Yes, of course. How are you?
I'm okay, Mrs. Morris. But what about Lainey? They won't let me in to see her.
She's all right, really.
But Judy says she's been herself.
Hang about. Mr. Douglas, hi. I wondered, do you have a minute?
Sorry, not just now. Is Mrs. Davidson in her office?
Yes, I'll let her know you're coming.
No, don't bother. I'll go through.
Mr. Douglas, I don't think you've met Alan Farmer here. I think you should meet him because he spent some time in this prison.
Oh, good Lord, yes. I do remember something about that. The police made an incredible mess of things, didn't they?
Well, it wasn't only the police, was it? I mean, he was here for quite some time before they discovered him. I'd say the police and the department made a mess of it. Now, wouldn't you say that?
Well, of course, I'd have to check the records, but... Well, I'd be surprised to find that what you say actually happened.
I'd be surprised to find any records at all, but that's not the point. Now, Alan is very worried about Lainey. Okay, they were on a shoplifting charge. They deserved that, but they were trying to get some money together to remove her tattoos. Mrs. Davidson did mention that to you.
Oh, yes, she did.
Well, unfortunately, now he still needs the money. I mean, he's going to have to sell his story to the Sunday papers.
I see. Well, I think I can save you going to all that trouble. You see, the main reason for my visit today is to tell Mrs. Davidson that the department is prepared to pay for the removal of those tattoos.
That's great news. Oh, the women will be pleased. But it is for all of them, not just Lainey.
Of course. Naturally, I'd need your assurance that none of this would find its way to the press.
Oh, I think we can guarantee you that, don't you?
Oh, yeah, of course. And thanks, Mr. Douglas.
Mrs. Morris?
Well, I told you he was a nice guy.
Debbie, don't! She might come back! Debbie, don't! You don't know what she's like!
No, Sarge. Nothing since the Phillip girls entered the premises.
Well, stay on it, Jack. That exchange opens at 1900. Cars 4 and 5 are still around the corner in Green Street. Nothing to report support from them either. Maybe we're on a dead duck here, but you never know.
I think we'll have to change the surveillance car, Sarge. The Burns girl keeps waving at me. Hang on, that's not her. Something's wrong.
Excuse me, madam. Police here.
Some of us may not be too bright, but we're not stupid enough to fall for that snow job you've just given us.
If you've got a complaint to make, let's discuss it in English, shall we?
Yeah. I reckon I could manage that. We reckon the department put up a big show before the TV cameras. As soon as they turned up, we had a teacher, a doctor, unlimited buy-up.
Yeah, where are they now?
Shut up, Henley. Like the lady said, where are they?
They were never meant to be permanent. Now, if that's all, Mackenzie, I really
No,
am
it
rather
isn't.
busy.
We asked for help to get rid of some of the girls' tattoos, and we were turned down flat, and we want to know why.
You were not turned down flat at all. The department hadn't made a decision, that's all.
OK. Well, let's make one now. The girls would be real happy if you could. They don't like making trouble.
The program will start when we find someone to do it. And I might add, the decision was made before I came here.
Yes, of course it was. Well, there you go, girls. All we had to do was ask.
I'll see you in your office now.
We'll need you to come down to the station, give us a statement sometime.
But not today.
No, tomorrow will be fine. Well, thanks for your help, ladies. I'll see myself out.
Oh, thank God that's over with. Doreen?
Yeah? Oh, yeah, terrific.
Do me a favour, next time you have friends around, make sure they're not on the run, will you?
There won't be a next time, Debbie. I'm moving out.
Moving? Why?
Just can't afford to stay on this side of the harbour anymore.
Oh, well, thanks very much. How am I supposed to afford this on my own?
Oh, you'll be all right. You'll find someone else. I'm sorry, Deb, but I am going. I've been talking to a friend and she said that I'd be mad for staying here.
Oh, I see. She's talked you into moving in with her, has she?
No. No, she didn't, as a matter of fact. But I wouldn't mind. She was the best friend I ever had.
He used to give me roses. I wish he could again, but that was on the outside, and things were different then. On the inside, the sun still shines, and the rain falls down, but the sun and rain are prisoners too. Around. Last night I dreamed we were together, sharing